We got one. Oh, two, three. Good. Keep coming back. Tell your friends about us. Million Cups, as many of you know, is an entrepreneurial organization, part of the Kauffman Foundation out of Kansas City, Missouri. It is actually a $3 billion fund with chapters in 185 cities around the country. It all started with a guy by the name of Ewing Kauffman at one drugstore. And he ended up selling that operation in the early 90s for $15 billion. So that's the roots of our gathering every single week. This week we have a very special treat. From time to time, we have an evolutionary business that has been here 2 years ago. Was it Stillman?
Yes.
And this company, the Daytona Wellness Center, has made a tremendous amount of strides and evolved to a place that you weren't at 2 years ago. Originally, the Daytona Wellness Center was the Stillwater Oasis. I thought it was a juice bar in San Mateo, actually, by the name. But the company has come a long way. It's in partnership with DME, which is owned by Mike Panaggio, right? And if you want to get in shape and you want to rehab, this is the place to go. I can vouch for it firsthand. I'd like to introduce today's speaker, Stillman Rice, possibly the best personal trainer in North America.
All right. Thank you, Steve. Well, thank you, 1 Million Cup. I'd like to also introduce my associates. Would be John Lindy, Master Fitness Strategist, Jennifer, Mike Panaggio's wife, Steve, Fitness Strategist, Leah, Health Practitioner, and Ray, the Director of the Wellness Center. So I'm here today and Mike Panaggio. How many people in their journey of life have been blessed to have mentors that they can talk to on a weekly basis? That they can actually, raise your hands, that you can actually see and talk to and fellowship with. Well, I've been blessed to have Mike Panaggio in my life. We've been friends over 30-something years. And the last 20 years, we've worked very close together in businesses as we're a partner in this. And I just want to say, Mike, thank you. It's been an awesome journey. And I've also committed to working 20 more years with him. So that'll take me up to a little older age. So let's get started. What I'd like to do is I want everybody to stand up, please. I want everybody to get a good base. And we're going to do an easy, anywhere, anytime activity. And on the screen you see 7, 28, 14. It's a breathing exercise. They do it in yoga all the time. So why do we breathe? What do we do? We're exhaling carbon dioxide and toxins. What are we doing? We're inhaling oxygen. What is our body doing? The muscles are going to relax. The muscles are going to go into a relaxing state. Your mind's going to go into a relaxing state, right? And what else is going to happen? It's going to calm you down. So, what I'd like everybody to do is we're going to inhale for 7 seconds. We're going to hold it as best you can for 28. I'll count fast. Then we're going to exhale for 14 seconds. Ready, go. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Great job. Okay, give yourselves a round of applause and have a seat. So my suggestion is something like this is I would do 10 of them, 10 repetitions of that. So here's what we're going to talk about today. Health, fitness, lifestyle, sports, because that's what we do. All right, so first question to you, is your health in the top 5 priorities of your life for 2019?
Yes. Yes.
Great. Second question, do you believe your greatest wealth is your health?
Yes.
You know, probably some of you heard the saying, hey, we spend the first half of our lives acquiring our wealth, and then in the second half of our life, we're using our wealth to get back what? Okay, I don't know. That's a good plan. Third, do you believe your greatest asset in your business, because we're all business owners, is your associates? All right? I learned that from Mike P. 20 years ago. So we're going to talk about the 5 P's, and ponder was not the first one. So let's go back to purpose. What is your purpose in life? What is your purpose in your business? It may be similar, it may be a little different. Has anybody written down their purpose so they can reflect on it occasionally? So, real quick, my story. My story is this. I've been in the health and fitness business. I got in 1978. Wow, 40 plus years. And when I first got in it, I had this gentleman come to me, and he was sent from a doctor, Michael Fulton, who was one of the medical advisors for Nautilus Sports Industry. Real long story short, this guy came walking in with 2 crutches, a brace, an arm brace, and he was 60 pounds overweight, and he had a knee brace. And he handed me a prescription, and he said, hey, Dr. Fulton says you need to exercise me and help me get back my health. He had gotten in an automobile accident. I was 24 at the time. And I went like, wow. So real quick, I found out that my purpose was helping, inspiring, and coaching people to improve their health. Because that guy, over a period of time, got off the crutches, got off the knee brace, the back brace, and he also got back to work. And that gave me a feeling of accomplishment, but it also gave me a good feeling that I can help people and inspire people and coach people, and then specifically in the health and fitness industry. So that was where I really got my teeth clenched on the purpose of my life. Well, in 1998, fast forwarding it, Mike and I met again, and Mike said to me, Stillman, what do you want to do with your life? I said, well, Mike, I love working with people. I love helping and inspiring them, and you know my background is in health and fitness. I played a lot of sports, football, basketball, hockey. Thanks, Mike. We got a hockey team, now we got a football field, and we got a basketball. So thanks, Mike. So anyway, I said, that's what I like to do. He said, what if we could put together at DME a corporate culture of health and wellness? I said, wow, that sounds great. He says, okay, well, you're going to run it. Now, Mike empowers everybody, just to let you know. Comes up with some great ideas, and he gives me the ability to put them in action. You're going to run it, so get it organized. So long story short, we did a pilot study. All right, and the pilot study was with 12 employees. We did buddy training. We had 1,000 square feet. We had 12 Nautilus machines. And we did it in one of his warehouses. And I worked with the HR department. And there was 3 reasons why he wanted to do it. Number 1, he believed that his greatest asset was his associates. Number 2, he wanted to infuse corporate culture and educate his employees to exercise, to eat better, to have a better mindset that would help him improve in his business. So they would have better performance with sales and work together better. And the third thing he wanted to do was reduce absenteeism, reduce them being sick, not feeling as great. So that's what we did. And we did that, and that evolved from one group of 12 for 90 days. We worked with the HR department to a second group we did again because, you know, Mike's in that testing and testing and testing. So we tested him again. We did another group. He gave me 12 more people, so I have 24 people working for 90 days. And that was so successful that we went and he put together a new facility, and we went from 1,000 square feet to 2,500 square feet. Now what was happening was getting contagious on the campus. More employees wanted to participate in exercise. And what was happening is businesses from out of the area were coming through DME, and they were saying, hey, this sounds like it's a really good place to be at. So they did business with DME. Well, then it also attracted better employees. And that was what was awesome also. So that's what happened with that expansion. But then it worked with people being attracted to me. And that's where it starts getting really powerful, because now you have a passion that Mike had to help his employees, and you had the passion of myself to help the employees. Now it's getting contagious on the campus. So what's happening now is I'm attracting people. I'm attracting the John Lindys that had back surgery and knows what it's like to go through back surgery and recover, neck surgery and shoulder surgery. I'm attracting people like Ray that have gone through some surgeries and now has a thirst and a passion to help people with losing weight. And then someone like Steven and a health practitioner like Leah. So now these people are getting attracted to our facility, and those are my assets now. So I've built a team, and the team has harmony. The team has caring, compassion. Why? Because the people at the top, the Mike P's and myself, instill that in them, and they see that. So what does that mean to you people that are individuals? There's a lot of health clubs out there. Great. I encourage you to exercise. If walking is great for you, if playing racquetball is great, tennis is great, be active. But if you want the pros, John's been doing this 35 years. I've been doing this over 41, I think now, 40 years. Find someone that has some experience. So that's where this passion of these people come in. So now what happens? Well, if you know Mike, he always has a different plan. And the plan was, hey, Stillman, we need to do something over the top. We need to do something that's unique, one of a kind. This is 2016 now. I said, okay, Mike, give it to me. He goes, well, the sports academy with the basketball is doing a great job. But we need to give them an unfair advantage when they're competing. I said, okay, Mike, what are you thinking of? What can we put together that can help them recover faster? Hey, similar to what we're doing with the employees. Make them have more energy so they recover after a game or after practice faster and get back out to perform. Increase their performance. Hey, similar to what we did with the employees. Well, they're going to get banged up still, and let's be real. I said, yeah, you're right, Mike. So what can we do to help them recover faster? So that was the project in 2016 that he challenged my team with. We said, okay, let's put our minds together and come up with something. So we wanted the players to have an unfair advantage to the other schools. And I think Ray and my teammates did a great job doing that, because we came up with a one-of-a-kind soft tissue muscle recovery center. Now that's a lot of words, I know. No hospital in town has one. No chiropractor has one. No physical therapist facility has one. The colleges don't even have any of this. And there is no other health club in town that has all this under one roof. So are we unique? Yes. Are we on the cutting edge? Yeah, that's what makes the marketing challenging about it, because we're always on the cutting edge. Well, Mike had a saying, you're not on the cutting edge unless you're on the bleeding edge, something like that. So we're on a one-of-a-kind, unique type of facility. Well, now we got to figure out what's next. Well, it's real simple. The last P is this. Stillman, you got to make it so it sustains profit. That's why there's an S on the word profit. Just can't generate profit. We got to sustain it. You got a team now. You got professionals. You got associates. Well, what's happened? Well, so what we did is in the end of 2018, we said, hey, Mike, you have a problem if we go out to the marketplace? Because most of this time up to 2017, we were pretty much private. We were pretty much dealing with just our corporate account, DME Holdings, sports, the hockey, and some of the other companies that we were dealing with. So we were pretty much private. Now we said, let's go public. Well, we got a marketing plan with DME, so we can use that company there with the marketing. So now we have to go and get compliant. So we go and get compliant. And now what's happening is we're attracting other practitioners. Dr. Delicia Haynes wants to do some work with us. Dr. Torres. We got a PT that I just met with last night. We got an orthopedic doctor that we're trying to line up with. So now we have more people on our team. So now we put our heads together and say, hey, we got to come up with something that's over the top in the marketplace. So I said, okay guys, what is it? So we sat down for this was about 6 months of brainstorming, and the chiropractor came up and said, hey, what if we could put all the professionals together and each one has a little bit of the pot. And I said, okay, that sounds great. We came up with this 8-point comprehensive plan. Now, once again, we're out there on the cutting edge. Nobody has this under one roof. Agreed? Because we did our market research. So real quick, you have the comprehensive assessment up there, whether we have a medical doctor do that or we have the chiropractor do that. They communicate with the chiropractor that does some structural balances. Is your left side weaker than your right side? They communicate with some functional exercises with the Steves and the Johns to make sure that it's all compliant and the functional training exercises go agreement to what the doctor suggested. Ray comes in and puts the nutritional component together. Then John and Steve refine the strategy and the progressive strength training, which basically means cardiovascular stretches and strength training 2 times a week. Then we have the recover, relax, rejuvenate area. The inner health we haven't totally nailed down yet, so we're working on that. And then we have the medical system if we need the medical assistance with the doctors on board. So we came up with this. Once again, we're out there on that bleeding edge because now we have something that is so new to the marketing society. We got to figure out how to market that. How do we identify that type of a communication to the public? And that has been our biggest challenge. So one of the answers of the questions is how can 1 Million Cup help us? Well, it's real simple. In closing, these are some of our partners we deal with. We deal with DME employees. We deal with AutoPoint employees. I have 20 Metro clients. We had the ice rink. We have Halifax Hospital wants to come on board and do a partnership with us with their foundation. So these are some of the partners that we've evolved over the 2 years of time that Stephen has talked about. So, how do you help us? There's 4 areas that we've identified. Number 1, you can all pick out your phone and like us on Facebook. Number 2, Steve and John do videos on Facebook on a weekly basis that show you exercises that you can do in your health club if you already belong to one. Good job. If you don't, you can come and talk to them about ours because we have a fitness center also. And you could do that. John and I do a we care time. Do you have self-care time? Do you take self-care out of your life on a daily basis, on a weekly basis? Do you do the breathing? Do you do some reading? Do you relax a little bit? Okay, self-care time. How else can you help us? All right, well, here is a couple other choices. We each, you see Ray or any of the gentlemen in blue, we have these cards. We are willing, I got this idea from, once again, my mentor, Mike. He has all these marketing ideas. We are willing to invest 1 hour of our time in every one of you in here and an additional family member, all right? This will allow you to come through the Daytona Wellness Center and go through approximately 1 hour. You will go through 3 modalities, approximately 15 minutes each, and experience what we are talking about here. So we're investing, this is approximately $100 value. So we're investing in you to take an hour out of your time. Number 1, we want your feedback. Number 2, we want to know if we greeted you at the door properly. We want to know if you had to wait more than 5 minutes. I don't know about you, but when I go somewhere, I always carry a book. And if I have to wait more than 5 minutes, I'm trying to think, okay, where can I go where I don't have to wait 5 minutes? All right? So I don't want you to wait 5 minutes. My clients that I've had at DME for over 20 years, they're guaranteed know that they won't have to wait more than 5 minutes. So that's the type of guarantee that we have on the recovery side. All right, so this is free to you. No obligations. What else? You can come and you can go through a 30-minute presentation on what this program, this comprehensive program, the ingredients are in it. It's going to take you about 30 minutes for everybody to explain. The strength training part, the stretching part, the nutritional component of it. So that would take you approximately 30 minutes to go through that. All right, lastly, everybody has heard Mike Panaggio, everybody's heard of DME, and you've heard of DME Sport. If you have any kids, or you know any kids that need help with basketball skills, hockey skills, soccer skills, then on volleyball, then get with one of us so we can steer you to the right individual that heads up those departments under DME Sports. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to share this with you, and any questions now?
Great job. Let's hear it again. Good job. That certainly was an evolution, buddy. You've come a long way. I can tell you personally that I've been a client for 2 years, and you're not going to find a facility like that anywhere in this country. So take them up on the $100 offer. Okay, let's start with the Q&A. Who's got the first question? I do. Ray, would you share with your audience the only way that you know how to burn 750 calories in 3 minutes?
Can we settle for 500 calories?
The book said 500 to 750. I'm on the top end.
What Steven is talking about is our cryo system. We have a second generation cryogenics unit that takes you to minus 321, and it takes a lot of work for your body to reheat, so that's where the calorie expansion comes from.
That was interesting. What does that mean? How do you do that?
When you go on those cold temperatures, your body goes in survival. So all your blood will leave your limbs and fills your trunk in order to keep you warm and survive. So by doing that, we pull all the lactic acid off your muscles along with toxins, and you expel them out. But afterwards, your body has to be back to normal temperature. So the work your muscles and your nerves go through, it takes between 500 and 700 calories, depending on muscle mass.
Wow, okay. This is Alex Sinek, Signature Real Estate. The question I had for you is, I was watching those 8 parts that you were talking about, Stillman, and what did you mean by inner health specifically? Because I had my own idea what that is, but I wanted to get
Okay, so Steve and I agree on this, and Mike does also. It's all the battleground's in your head. Okay, so the inner health is you have to one understand that the battleground to any journey or any obstacle that you're going to face is between here. So it has to be one up here first before you can get it down into your heart and the rest of your body. So there's a lot of different thought processes on that. So we're trying to find one that works for everybody, a generalization on how to work with that inner mind, that attitude. Does that help you out a little bit?
Yes.
Stillman, this question is for your partner. Mike's a businessman and has been very busy for years and years. Mike, at what point in your life did physical fitness and wellness become a priority?
Well, I was born, can't help where you're born. My dad was a basketball coach, so it was something that, being the oldest of 6, my father dragged me around to, his high school where he coached and taught physical education. So I was just brought up with it. And I think that, Stillman and I met years ago, and I always talk about, how do you get in business an unfair advantage? Well, first of all, you have to focus on your 2 most important intangible assets, your talent and, of course, your customers. And so you're always trying to impress, you're always trying to, be real, you want to be authentic. And Stillman and I met back in about 1983 and started working out with him in his club, and I always loved his passion. Because when you are a CEO or you own your own company, you look for people that you can partner with, hopefully staff, that are passionate about what you do. And Stillman always emanated that, and so we were always attracted, and we became close friends. And I've been working with Stillman, 2 days a week, so I'm a I'm a prime example of believing in it and what he does. And let me tell you, Stillman is the most disciplined person anyone will ever meet. You know, every minute matters. He doesn't waste. I mean, he constantly reminds me, how many minutes are there in a week, Mike? You know, 10,080, and we're not going to waste one of them. You know, so it's a bit of a lifestyle, but I think it works. And you know, we're just thrilled to have Stillman as our leader. So you guys are lucky to you know, take advantage of this opportunity to get with him and understand what he does, because he does change lives.
Stillman, this goes beyond fitness club mentality. So what is it, because I've been to your facilities and it's beyond words practically.
Thank you.
How are you marketing this to accomplish the kinds of things that you've discussed today?
That is a real good question that Ray and I are really working hard with some of the associates at DME. It's a challenge. That's our biggest challenge. How do we identify and communicate out to the marketplace what we really actually have, the value of it? You know, you have a fitness center with the best of the best fitness equipment, you have a caring staff, and then you have a recovery side that is the best of the best. So that is our biggest challenge. We've tried different things that Ray could pretty much identify more so because he works with the marketing department that Mike has at DME, but it's been that's been our biggest challenge.
Thank you.
Felicia, you're a health figure here in this town and you run your own business. What attracted you? I understand you're becoming an affiliate with DME. What attracted you to DME?
Thank you. So Felicia Haynes, I was an athlete as well before I went into medicine, and I'm always looking on ways to kind of maintain my own both physical and mental health. And as the CEO, we don't take time for ourselves. We're always kind of like, on the go. And so I got to come and experience it. And at first, I felt like I was trapped when I was in the pneumatic leggings. I couldn't go anywhere, but it was exactly what I needed. So I think, after you come and you experience what it's like to kind of be down when you haven't been down, not down, but, relaxed. The cryo, I don't ever look forward to it, but, you, in terms of your energy level and that kind of, shocking you back into that fight or flight, mentality, it definitely is rejuvenating. So looking for something different, and looking for something that I knew was going to be effective, and that was needed. And I was going to ask a question actually, because every time I go, it has such an exclusive feel. Like I know there are other people there because I can hear the hydro massage going, but I don't usually see anyone else. So in terms of marketing and growth, that kind of balance of maintaining, how do you kind of strike that balance of maintaining, that exclusivity of it, but also making it available to more people?
Just because we care, we have a set limit of how many people we allow per hour. So there's never going to be a crowd. That way it's easier while you're having your quiet time on Normatec. Somebody else is working on another room. But then we time it so they switch before you're out. So you're never going to meet them on the hallway. So it takes a little time and I'm playing it.
Hey, Dr. Villa with the Best Guy LLC. How you doing, Ray?
Hey Doc, how are you?
I'd like to give a testimonial. I went in and I saw the facility and I experienced, I don't have words. I don't have words. So how I felt when I arrived, I was worn out. I run a lot. I put a lot of miles on my legs. And I, as an athlete, I have been very consistent with that in my own personal journey. And when I arrived, I didn't quite know what to expect. And there's 3 words that kind of jumped out: relax, rejuvenate, and what's the other one, Ray?
Recover.
Recover. Well, I think rejuvenate is the word that was really, that hit home. Because when I left that facility, I walked in feeling like I needed a cup of coffee. And when I walked out, I felt like I drank a pot. Like, recover and rejuvenate. I felt amazing when I left. I was ready to run. And I've been running since. And I feel, from my personal journey, when I do my next half, or if I ever take on a full, I'm coming in immediately afterwards because I know that's where I'm going to get the recovery that I need. And I don't think that there's any words. You have to experience it for yourself. If you're feeling tired, if you're feeling worn out, just step in. You owe it to yourself, I believe. And as far as athletes and reaching out to them, Ray, I think maybe something with some local 5Ks or halves that are in the area, I think that'd be a great way to touch base with at least a running community and a way to get the word out there. But as a runner, it was amazing. It was amazing, and I was ready to run afterwards. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ray, on the subject of rejuvenation, tell us about the hydrotherapy bed. It is incredible.
Or as you refer to it as sleeping in a hurricane, right?
Yes.
We use the hydro massage bed to increase the blood flow on your back muscles. It is a safe bed. You'll increase your blood flow, but not your blood pressure. And altogether, it's relaxing.
Sure is.
Larry Crosby with Missions Equity Group. Speaking of rejuvenation, do you guys have some kind of sauna or steam room to help rejuvenate after the cryo treatment?
Great question, Larry. Yes, we do. We have the far infrared sauna, which is a great way to detox off of heavy metals.
Over here, another question.
Hi, Lori McMullen. I just have a question. How long does it take to thaw out?
15 minutes in the sauna will be plenty of time.
Ray, while you've got the microphone, tell us about your 5 major pieces of equipment, one by one, real quick.
The 5 major pieces will be the Normatec leg compression, hydro massage therapy, the back contract system, the cryogenics unit, and the far infrared sauna.
Hey guys, great job. Ron Wojciechowski, Wise Home Team Realty. Still not, your first fitness center, where was it located?
South Daytona.
Really? Okay. I was just kind of curious if it was back up in New York. I'm originally from New York, and I wasn't sure if we'd ever crossed paths up there. I saw your partners in your plan. I'm familiar with both of the doctors and know them, and you mentioned PTs. Are you currently or in the process of accepting health insurance for people that are, like myself, seeking PT work? And I look like I just hit a pain point.
That was what we discussed last night, and actually I just discussed that again with Mike. We've been having this conversation that we're looking to blend into that. So currently, no, but that could be changed in probably less than 1 week.
Gotcha. Yeah, my wife is also in physical therapy, and we've been through your facility. Ray brought us through a couple of months back, so it's very impressive over there, and hats off to you guys. Great job.
Thank you.
More questions? Right here.
I'd like to know, from a medical standpoint, what are the qualifications, other than your physical fitness things and that kind of thing, that would sell you to an orthopod that's done an ACL reconstruction? What type of knowledge do you all have where you could go ahead?
Okay, so I believe the question you're asking me is, if someone like that gentleman there went through surgery and the orthopedic doctor was going to refer him, most of the time they go from the operation to a physical therapist, because I'm not one. And then they go from a physical, that's a step down, then they would come to a step down to a personal trainer. The answer to that question is, being in the industry 40 years, I've built a reputation with most of the doctors that I know what I'm doing. So I have their confidence. But in reality, if I was a physical therapist, I would be able to take him right away. But that's what we're working on, because we have athletes on the campus, and that's a situation I want to address.
Or questions? We got one over here. How about you?
Hi guys, Tyler LeCompte Networks Inc. Can you talk a little bit about the financials of the Wellness Center, if you would, in regards to what is the retail cost, what's the membership cost, et cetera, as well as how you guys have financed it from start to finish, if you would, just in general? And your hours of operation too, I don't know if you said that.
Let's start with the hours of operation. Monday through Friday, we do about 7 to 6. Saturday, we're open from 9 to about 1, and then we're closed on Sunday.
And the wellness, the cryo, the stuff like that, does that require appointments?
Yes, everything in our place requires appointments.
Including the weights and working out and that?
Well, we are offering a limited amount of membership to
Okay.
the fitness side.
Okay.
So on those cases, you do get a key card, which you can come on your own.
Okay.
Other than that, everything else is appointed based.
All right. And then can you talk a little bit about, costs, and then in terms of, how you guys are operating, what you're looking at, how that's working out?
Of course. Cost, we do charge a 30-day access if you like to have a specific modality, or we do have packages, which we build them based on your personal needs. And then we do have the access to the fitness side, which the first month it's about $100 because that includes 3 guided sessions with a personal trainer, and from that point on it's $40 per 30 days.
Is this financing profitable? Challenges there? You want to share some actual business stuff with us?
Okay, so in the beginning, the idea once again came from Mike, and Mike said, hey, let's put something together like this. So basically, Mike is such a generous person, he basically fronted up the money, and I'm in partnership with him, so my commitment is to pay him back the money that he put into the investment of it. So if you want to know the dollars, there's approximately $150,000 to get the thing set up. That's why you don't see a lot of places doing it. That's just for the equipment, never mind if you have to do the remodeling. So we had the space available next to the fitness center. It was being used for different things throughout the 2007, since I was in that building. So we just came up with that idea and said, okay, let's do that. So we put that together to answer that question there. Is it profitable? Yeah, it's profitable. Can it be more profitable? Yeah, we just have to find that niche in the marketplace. So we have a fitness center on one side, and we have a recovery center on the other side. You just walk through the door and you're right there. Then we have lockers and showers. So now that we're going out to the marketplace, remember, from 1998 all the way up to 2018, we're pretty much private. We really weren't involving most of the people in the community. We had different companies that were doing business with us that we were allowing them to use access, and we're doing just a lot of studying and seeing what was working, especially on the recovery side as well as the fitness side. Our fitness side primary is specialized with training. We believe you have to be accountable. You have to be accountable to somebody. We all do. I'm accountable to Mike, my mentor. I'm accountable to my team. So you have to be accountable, then you're going to be responsible to show up on time with your appointments, and then there's expectations that are supposed to be there. You need to go in there and be focused. It's not a place where you can go and talk on the phone. The phones are not allowed over on the fitness side, all right? So that is what we specialize in, basically personal training. Now we're taking the personal training and blending those 8 components. Does that help you out, Tyler?
Yeah,
okay.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
You have, during your presentation, you expressed many things that are unique to what you guys are doing. How do you articulate your USP? Your unique selling?
Yeah, what we basically say is we're a one-of-a-kind soft tissue muscle recovery. I know that is a tough thing to get the community to understand.
Right, yeah, that was the mouthful you talked about.
Yeah.
I got you.
That's where we're sort of stuck. That's where I have to lean on my partner Mike to give us some more ideas on that with the marketing department. That's where we're stuck now. When we're launching out to the marketplace, that's where we're trying to identify how do we communicate that message. Because we can communicate it with the soft approach, which is the $100 card. So let's be real. Last year, You know, how do you take something that's new to the marketplace? You have to give it away or something, right? Everybody has to give away something. So in reality, we're saying, okay, we'll give you a $100 service. This has a $100 value. We're going to give out 1,000 of those this year for people to come and test and try us. So over here, we have to be able to be profitable to be able to do that too. Follow what I'm saying? So that's the challenge that we have going forward.
That's good, and I think you may have actually answered my follow-up, and that is, what are you finding is the biggest challenge to getting your message to market?
The biggest challenge has always been me or us going to somebody and describing what the sender is in a few words. It doesn't do justice unless you try it. There's nothing I can say that will make you understand exactly what it is.
The people that understand it the most
Are the athletes. You know why? Because they want, hey, can you increase my performance? Absolutely. Can you help me recover faster so I can get back in the game? Absolutely. Or can you help me, like that gentleman said, so I can go out and run tomorrow, and then maybe 3 or 4 days I can go do that recovery again? So the athletes is sort of why, you know, it's working well with the DME sports group. Okay, so whether it's the hockey, whether it's the soccer, whether it's the basketball, so that's predominantly a high percentage of our individuals, all right? But now we're going out to the marketplace and we're having a tough time identifying it to all of you in here because you're all saying, what does a banana taste like? Well, have a bite out of it. And now you know what a banana tastes like. It tastes sweet and it's mushy.
You know, there are 3 athletes that come to mind right now that have had amazing careers. And we know those athletes. Tom Brady, because Tom's now 41 years old, he just won the Super Bowl. Vince Carter, 21 years in the NBA. I mean, that's amazing. LeBron James is still operating at a level that a rookie operates at, his body. Guess what? They all have in common. They all use this technique. Yeah, Steph Curry is getting into it as well. Now, these athletes are making a lot of money. You know, Steph Curry signed a contract. His last year of his contract will be making $45 million a year. We know what LeBron makes. Their body is extremely important to them. So this recovery program that they use is something that I picked up on, and I said, why can't we give our athletes this unfair advantage? And so we made the investment. And the reason that it hasn't been out in the community really is my fault, because I've been selfish and I wanted to keep it to our athletes and to our staff. I don't care if it's profitable, because to me it already is profitable, because what it's doing for employee retention, employee happiness, and also the staff that we have. I mean, I've had a career in athletics. I played college ball. I'm the proud owner of 3 hip replacements. Okay? No fun. But the fact is that we had a plan, a rehab plan, and it was pretty powerful. And Stillman made it happen. I don't even know that I've had a hip replacement. I don't even feel it.
Would your medical people that did your hip replacement, would they enforce it?
They wouldn't even, no offense to the medical community, when I first had my hip done, you know, when I told them I wanted to do prehab, they said, don't worry about that. You can't possibly do any more damage to your hip than you've already done.
Well, right.
And I said, that's not the point, Doc. The point is, how do I get up and running faster, you know, after the hip replacement? Well, that was something, you know, 25 years ago when I had my first one done, they weren't really thinking about that type of thing.
So is that the problem that you're facing now, that you can't break into the medical community because for whatever reason they don't?
I think I don't think there's any problem. I just don't think that I've been the problem. Because I've been keeping this under wraps, using it for us internally. It has never been a profit motive for me. For these guys, it's starting to be. Yeah, I mean, I use it myself. You come at 1 o'clock on a Monday or Friday, I'll be there, for sure. So
why not just get more athletes? I mean, you just you just described your ideal customer right in front of this entire room. Why not get more of those folks that maybe aren't in the sports academy? Maybe they don't want to be. Maybe they're coming from Jacksonville, or if this is the only thing in the area, I wouldn't want, personally, me, just listening to all this, and I love it. I wouldn't want the general public coming through here. I'd want to find my ideal customer and get 1,000 more, and then 2,000 more, and 8,000 more of that customer.
Good point. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
Hey, Christopher Smith. I own a Daytona Beach Martial Arts, and I also am here representing Coach Rodney's Success Training and Consulting Company. So I have a couple questions for you. The one is talking about your, you some marketing challenges and stuff. Have you, and it sounds like he answered a lot of the question that maybe you hadn't really looked to go to that next phase yet, but now you are. So number one, are you capturing testimonials from your clients and documenting all that? Because that seems to me like the most powerful way to share what you do and how you do it, by showing people's story. And number two, is this a model that you see that you could reproduce, and have you thought about that as a longer term goal to like duplicate this model and bring it into other places?
The answer to both of those questions is yes.
Well, that was probably one of the finest sessions that we've had, particularly in an evolution. Let's hear it from you, side. Nice job, Johnny.
We want to see you back here in 2 more years saying we have the leading with hundreds of thousands of people coming through this facility.
Deal.
There's the goal. Do we have any public announcements? Any special events going on?
Yep. Evan, you want to come on up? Thank you, Steve. Just a couple reminders real quick. Our partners and sponsors at Career Source have a second annual job fair coming up for graduating seniors. So look for our email. There's some information on there. If you're interested in checking that out, start up drawing in exactly 2 Tuesdays from now. We'll be at La's Bistro. We've got John from Zeno's Boardwalk Candy Shop, the world's most famous taffy. 3rd generation candy story, so coming for that. And then, you want to come up?
Thanks, Tyler.
Yes, sir.
Morning, everyone.
Hi.
Help me out. I'm thinking of an industry that requires an extra measure of resilience, resourcefulness, and risk. Any thoughts?
Ice cream sales in Florida.
How about dealing drugs? There's some street entrepreneurs with some real sense of hustle out there. And actually, we have a program through my nonprofit